Welcome to my channel, friends. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a young man who had turned into a thief. He lived all alone in a distant kingdom. Clever and sharp-minded, he was known for stealing without ever being caught. Yet, deep inside, he often felt an emptiness, as if his life was missing something more meaningful. One day, while wandering through a forest, he came across a kind and wise monk. Sitting before him, the thief shared his life story and asked if the monk could guide him towards something better. The monk advised him to give up stealing, but the thief said honestly, "Master, I cannot stop stealing. Please tell me something else that I can practice and still bring goodness into my life." The monk thought for a while and then said, "If you cannot give up stealing, then at least follow this one rule. Treat every woman with respect. Consider anyone who is not your wife as your mother or your sister." The thief went silent, thought deeply, and then nodded. "Yes, that much I can do," he promised. From that very day, he continued his life as before, but with one sacred vow in his heart: to respect all women. Meanwhile, in the same kingdom, the king had no children. Over time, he grew bitter and drifted away from his queen. Many years earlier, he had built another palace near the forest and sent the queen to live there in isolation. She was always under heavy guard, and no one was allowed to go near her without permission. The guards were ordered to report anything unusual directly to the king. One night, as the thief passed by that lonely palace, its magnificence caught his eye. "Surely, this must belong to some rich man," he thought. "If I steal here, I may find treasures beyond imagination." Not knowing it was the queen's residence, he slipped quietly inside. The soldiers on watch noticed movement and immediately informed the king. Curious, the king rushed to the spot and secretly hid outside, peering through a window to see what was happening. Inside, the thief moved silently, searching for valuables. A faint sound woke the queen from her sleep. She rose from her bed and saw him, but instead of panicking, she stayed calm. With a steady voice, she said, "I am the queen of this land. You have come here to steal, have you not?" The thief froze, terrified at being discovered. With folded hands, he begged, "Please, my queen, do not tell the king or the guards that I am here." The queen stared at him for a moment and then spoke. "I can save you from punishment. And not only that, I can even grant you great wealth, but only if you agree to fulfill one desire of mine." Startled, the thief asked, "And what desire is that?" The queen lowered her eyes and confessed, "I have been abandoned by the king for many years. I live here alone, deprived of affection. As a woman, I too have natural body needs. I want you to be with me, just once. In return, I will give you as much gold and silver as you desire." The thief stepped back in shock. At once, the monk's teaching rang in his ears: respect every woman. His heart filled with resolve. Folding his hands, he said softly, "You are like a mother to me. I have sworn to my master that I will treat every woman as my mother or sister. Please, ask of me only what a son could do for his mother." The queen was stunned. Tears filled her eyes. No one had ever spoken to her with such respect. Outside, the king had seen and heard everything. He rushed in with his guards and had the thief seized. Yet, instead of anger, the king felt deeply touched by the thief's honor and restraint. Taken to the royal palace, the thief stood before him. The king declared, "I cannot punish you. Your values have impressed me more than anything else. Ask ye for whatever you wish." With humility, the thief said, "Your Majesty, if you truly wish to grant me something, then please bring the queen back to the palace with full respect. She deserves to live with dignity, not in solitude." The king fell into silence. Though his pride was wounded, his conscience awakened. If she was at fault, he thought, my fault was greater. I cast her aside without reason, only because she could not bear me a child. I was unjust. Regret filled his heart. With sincerity, he went to the queen and asked her to return to the palace with honor. The queen too apologized and said, "I am ready to return, but I have one wish." The king asked, "What is your wish?" The queen replied, "We have no heir, and time is passing. This young man, who addressed me as mother and gave me more respect than anyone else, I wish to adopt him as our son." The king stood still, thinking deeply. Then he realized she was right. This young man had shown strength, discipline, and wisdom, qualities of a true ruler. "There can be no better heir to this kingdom," he said at last. From that day, the thief was adopted by the king and queen and declared crown prince of the realm. In life, we all seek growth, respect, and meaning. But true transformation does not come from luck. It begins with principles. Even one strong principle, followed with sincerity, can change the course of our destiny. Without principles, life feels like walking in circles. We stay busy, but we never move forward. In this story, the thief chose just one value: to respect women as mothers and sisters. That single vow lifted him from being a criminal to becoming a crown prince. Not by chance, but by the power of his values. The same lesson applies to us. Whether you are a student, a worker, or anyone striving to grow, hold firmly to one guiding principle. Be it honesty, hard work, kindness, or avoiding harmful habits. Even one value, lived consistently, brings clarity and strength to your journey. So always live by principles. They may take time to bear fruit, but when they do, life blossoms in ways even destiny cannot resist.